I don't chase bolos. Now with today's video, I got the normal stuff. I got the what sold about 11 cards, or 10 cards and 1 toy action figure. And then I'm going to get into the special topic, holiday end postcards. We've all seen them. They're out there. People buy them. There's collectors for them. So I'm going to go through, and there is one special holiday end card I always look for, and I never find them. Kind of special. I'll show you what that is. And then instead of a poll, it's time for me to go over my monthly stats. How many cards, what's the percentage of cards I've sold per month since January? October didn't do well. And then, what day of the week do I sell the most postcards? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Hasn't changed a lot. Some things have moved. But instead of the poll, we'll go over that on my stats. Then I got about 3 viewer comments that came in, talk about a few things. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is there's another postcard YouTube, a reseller on YouTube, and that's Ken from Epic Treasure. I was watching a video the other day for him, and he talked about him being a professional photographer, and he created a calendar. So he took some of his photos that he did, and he had a calendar created, and he sells them. And I said, you know what, 2023 is coming, I need a calendar, and these pictures are just amazing that he did. Let me see if I can find a few more on there. And Ken's over at Epic Treasure. He does, sells postcards. He's a photographer. Just some amazing shots there. There's one in here, let me see if I can find it. Here it is, the bird. I love animals. He has these calendars over on his website, a link to where you can purchase them. So I went ahead and supported Ken. I got one of these, and it's going to go right there on the wall where I didn't have a calendar for this year. So Ken, thank you. Great pictures, very well done. Check the video description, guys, and check out Ken's channel. He's been working hard on it to get to that 1,000 threshold subscribers. He does this full time. Everybody does a little different. Postcard sellers on YouTube. It's great. Good content. Check Ken out. It's in the video description. Thanks again, Ken. So let me go through the what sold cards. Won't take long, only 10 cards. So the first one here is a older large letter of Belleville. It's a Canadian souvenir card is what it's called. I didn't really find much on Canadian souvenir postcard bring the price up, but this sold for $6.65, and it has that on the back. And this is one of the ones I got from the Brimfield trip. The next one is a Chrome card, just sold $4 to $5. This is the engineering building at Bucknell University, Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Old car right there. Unposted. Next one, this gentleman, I went back and forth. He wanted this card. I think he's going to frame it. He wanted it, it didn't have any writing on it. And I told him it's a published card, and it's the only one I got. I don't make them. So I didn't really know what to say. I just said, it's a published card, and it's just how it is. Asked what year it is. It's a white border card, 1-cent stamp box. I said maybe 1920s, around there. And that's just because of the stamp box on there. But I think he's going to frame it. So that'll go out for Ray, I think his name was. Next one is a ship photo. Sold for $8.55. This is the Ralph Talbert DD-390 from World War II. I don't have a year or time frame, but it's one of those photographs I had. I tell you, I hit $8.55, and they just started. I sell them all the time now. I probably still have 1,000 or so over there, and I got some in a box I still have to list as well. And boy, do they slide through the scanner. That photographic paper, I can put a ton in there, and it doesn't jam up at all. Next card sold for $3.25, and you're sitting there, what? Every once in a while, I'll go in and just do a sale on my postcard store. And I'll do like a 35% sale for 3 days over a weekend. It'll take like, I think it's 1,000 or 2,000 of my inventory, and just throw it out there. So what I think it does, and I could be wrong, I'm not a marketing genius, I could be, but you never know. What it does, I think it brings in some other sellers that might not know about SMPostcards or something like that. And so I usually do it over a weekend, 3 days, 2 days, and just really discount the heck out of it. And a lot of times I do sell some cards. Right now it didn't do much. I think I sold 3 or 4 cards from the sale, and today's the last day of it after 3 days. So it's just the economy or whatever. It's not price right now. People just aren't buying. But this gentleman bought the Beartooth Butte from Beartooth Highway. It's a view card of a mountain, and I just sold another one. Sold another one of those Navy ship photos for $8.55. Yep. So this is a London card, and that sold for $3.25. Now, I got pennies into these cards. I'm not that worried about it. Now, to go along with today's special topic on Holiday Inn cards, I sold the Holiday Inn cards. That sign right there, that's called the Great Sign. Holiday Inn. One of the biggest mistakes they made is when they changed out that sign, is what the economists say. But this one is Wichita, Kansas, and this sold for $4 to $5. They don't go for a lot. There's some of them out there that do, and the one I'm going to show you here in the special topic goes for a lot. Next one, this is from the special collection. If you haven't seen that series I did a while ago, 8 months ago, there's like 8 albums or whatever, and I went through each one and comped the cards and stuff like that. Well, I'm keeping track. I'll be doing a yearly, an update for the year soon on where I'm at. I think I'm about $1,200 in profit on that. And this one was an album 1, and it sold for $5.55. It's from it says 1941, but you gotta watch those dates there. Could be the date that he got it or put it in the collection, but it's right around the time frame with the linens, 41. So this is a Navy, U.S. Navy, has different planes and stuff. When I comped it, that's about what it came up to. So eBay was 7 cards for $40. Is what I did for the video. I did sell a couple other here, but I didn't pull them. So I got about another $10, $15 there. But for the video, 7 cards, $40. And then on Etsy, which I'm winding down Etsy. I'm really on the fence with Etsy. The fees are just eating me alive. I looked at the numbers for the whole year, the percentage of my sales, the time I spend over there. It's breaking even a lot of months. A couple months I had to pay. I didn't sell enough to pay for the expenses. Then some months I did really good. I had a real big order this year on Etsy. But I don't live off that one big order. I want consistent sales. So if I'm going to have the distraction to turn my head to a site, keeping up with it and stuff like that, I want to make money. Just the way Etsy is. It's just not doing that. I even tried to bring my cards up. I got up to like almost 5,000 listings, thinking that would help, because that's when I hit about 5,000 or 6,000 on eBay, that's when the sales really every day started paying off. So let me try it on Etsy. No, the fees started eating me up, and I think that's one of the months I had to pay $40 to $60 in, because it's 20 cents for every listing for 4 months, and if they start rolling over on you there. So right now I got all the listings just auto expiring, and they'll stay there. And then if I decide in first quarter next year to not use Etsy, then I'll just take all those cards down and then put them on the eBay. I'm really kind of looking forward to not having a lot of action figures and toys in my toy store, and not all these other sites, and just focus on eBay. And a lot of people say, well, you got all your eggs in one basket. Like my friend said, just go out and get some more eggs if something happens. I just don't like all these distractions of all these different rules, problems. I would just come in, look at eBay, what's sold, pack it up, ship it, deal with their problems only, and manage my business and budget from what I can do on eBay. I'm kind of looking forward to that, kind of slowing down a little bit. Etsy, I sold this one. This is from the special collection as well that I purchased. This is the Coast Guard Station, Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's a linen card. $4.90 I got for that one, because I have a sale right now on Etsy too, try to remove some of those cards. And it's running for, I think, 6 days on Etsy. But I sold that one out of album 7 for $4.90. Next one, Etsy sale, $3 of a Swan Chrome card. Probably what it's worth. I usually get $4 to $5 for these cards, but I put it on sale to see if I can clean out some of those cards, and I got $3. So Etsy made $8, and then I sold an action figure. I also put my toys on They're trying to clear some of those out. This sold for like 10 bucks. Star Wars Black Series, one of the new ones. It's Luke Skywalker and the Hoth, the winter gear on there. I think I got about 3 of these left out of a couple cases I got this year. It'll go out in a 12.66 box. It'll be about 10 ounces, first class. No biggie there. So with that, about I put $9. I forgot what it was. So I sold 11 items for $57. Now, as I'm going through looking at the figures for the year and what I want to do next year, I'm going to try to put together a video or doing one of these on what I'm going to make changes for in 2023. Now, some of them have kind of fallen on my lap. One of them is Auction Tracker, Easy Auction Tracker software that I've used for years to sync my sales and all my expenses and stuff from eBay. Hence why I tracked everything. They're retiring their application after 14 years. Josh and Easy Auction Tracker team, they're not going to continue. So I'm looking for something that works, and I think I found one. I'm working with the owner of that company, and I'm in the middle of walking through, getting my inventory up, getting everything ready. By the time this video comes out, I'll probably have it already done, and we'll see how it works. And if it does, I'll probably do a video on it. I don't like to recommend things unless I know more about it, and there is a little learning curve with this software, but it looks like it can do a little bit more than what I had, and it should help my workflow. There is a cost per month that I didn't have before, but I've cut my expenses down over the year that I can handle it. But one of the goals for 2023 is, how much money do I want to make per day, per month, per quarter, per year? What's it really worth? As everybody knows, I'm not really full-time and not really part-time. I'm retired. My income comes from other sources in the mailbox. I could stop today and everything's fine. But the people that go full-time, whole different animal. And I respect all the people that do that, and a lot of them are successful. It's more than I want to do. I'm not at that place, but if I had to, I could ramp up the cards, ramp up the toys, ramp up the flea market, and go back to what I did a couple of years ago, which I would say more than full-time. So I don't really need it. So what would be comfortable for me? I'm not the biggest, best postcard seller out there, and I don't need all that. I like the money to supplement our travel things for the office, my toys I buy, the computers, stuff I like to do. So what do I really need? And how much do I really want to work every day? So that's one of the things I'm trying to put the video for, is come up with some good goals, because it's all floating around up here. But I need to slow down a little bit and not do as much, because I don't really need to, and I really don't want to, but I like what I'm doing, and I really enjoy the YouTube videos. I gotta take my time and kind of look at it. I think everybody's having that struggle. But let me get into the special topic, holiday and postcards. And as I go through some of the facts here, I'm going to show some of the cards that I found out on eBay or wherever, some images like I have been, so you get an idea. The Great sign, which is the big Holiday Inn sign you see here on these first two cards, was the roadside sign used by Holiday Inn during its original era of expansion from 1950s to 1970s. Extremely large and eye-catching, but was expensive to construct and operate. In 1982, following Wilson's departure, I guess he was the founder or whatever, the Holiday Inn Board of Directors phased out the Great sign in favor of a cheaper backlit sign. The majority of the signs were scrapped, but working examples are owned by museums and private collectors. The first hotel motel opened in August 1952 as Holiday Inn Hotel Courts at 4941 Summer Avenue in Memphis. Then the main highway, US Highway 64, 7079 to Nashville. It was demolished in 1994. The band The Who were banned for life from Holiday Inn when Keith Moon started a food fight with a 5-tier cake. Once the police arrived, he stripped to his underwear, jumped into his car, and drove it through a fence and left it at the bottom of the first Holiday Inn pool. So The Who, Kevin Moon drove a car in his underwear into a pool. So those are just some key things about Holiday Inn. I think every Holiday Inn had a postcard, as I can see. I do put them up. I don't price them up unless I always check the prices with the solds, because there is some that have jumped up to the $12, $15 mark, and there is one here in a second I'll show you that's even way more than that. But most of them are $4 to $5 cards. And the collectors do want them. There's different images there's variants on these. And so if someone wants to get into collecting great signs and holiday end cards, it's something you can find them, and it's not a bad hobby to get into. I have one gentleman, he'll come in and ask me questions sometimes if I got any more holiday end cards, and when I put them up, he'll buy them, or he'll ask a question about it, or if I got this one. So I've been in contact with 1 or 2 collectors for those. But there's a special holiday end card, like I've been teasing you. Mickey Mantle holiday end cards. Yes, Mickey Mantle, the baseball player, holiday end cards. And I got some more photos and some pricing on these cards. It was a new hotel that was in was the Joplin Holiday Inn. They were given the rights by Holiday Inn to use Mantle's name in the signage and advertising, so it was Mickey Mantle's Holiday Inn in Joplin. The property was the 200th Holiday Inn. Originally, the hotel had 35 rooms, but it proved so popular the hotel soon doubled its room capacity to 70. The thought of staying at the Holiday Inn that Mickey Mantle owned was a temptation hard to pass for the traveling public. Now here's some postcards of the Mickey Mantle Hotel. This one, it's a graded card. It's in a slab, so it's got a grade on there. It's the bed's a retro look. It's got the paneling on the floor, the striped carpeting. So that, and it's got Mickey Mantle on the sign up there. Joplin is the back of it. What is that listed for? I found one listed in the slab. $2,095. Free shipping though. You get free shipping if you pay that. So a graded Mickey Mantle card, postcard, is listed for $3,000. Then I found another one with showing the great sign and Mickey Mantle thing, listed for $1,795, $1,800. Now I did find one that sold for the second one here. Took an offer, $500. Well, that's a long way away from $3 to $4 or $6 for a postcard. So those are some of the postcards that I found out there. But there's other ones. Once I get on this Mickey Mantle check, whenever I go through boxes, hold the lights, Holiday Inn. When I see a Holiday Inn, I flip it over, or I check to make sure it's not a Mickey Mantle. I don't chase bolos. I just look for them as I'm looking for my bread and butter stuff, my average cards. If something pops up like Holiday Inn, I'll take a look at it and see if it's one of the ones I know. I'm not going to search through the box just for a Holiday Inn card and stuff like that, so I don't chase be on the look for things, the best things in the world. If I see them, great. If I don't see them, I still got my average cards. But here's some other ones. Mickey Mantle Holiday Inn postcard. It's him with a baseball bat or something. It's graded, 7.3 it looks like. $600. And then here's another Mickey Mantle. Hard to find, it says. Set. Holiday Inn. Joplin, Missouri. Postcard. And a pen. $95. Now the first one was graded at a 7.3 and got $600, and the other one's not graded and got $95. So it was grading. If you get one of these, you send it in. I've never done the grading. I'm really tempted this in 2023 to find a couple cards that I have, or find them and send them in for grading just to see what the process does. If anybody knows about it, put it in the comments and let me know. Is it PSA? Some of the other ones? I've never sent stuff in to get graded. Just, no, I never did. Then the other one, 1962 Holiday Inn postcard Mantle with bat. This one's graded at a 6 or whatever, 79. So it was. But that's a far cry from the 600. That was June, then July. One was an auction, and the $600 one was a buy it now, fixed price. The other one was an auction, $80. There's 11 bids. So it looks like they do better not in an auction, but buy it now. Then I found the one with the great sign, $40. Now let me check. I think we found one of these graded, sold for $500. Yes, we did. Same picture, but it's not graded, and it sold for $40. I think they missed on that one a little bit. Someone made an offer. Heck yeah, they made off on that one. Then there's some of these other ones that are not graded and stuff. 26, 28, 23. I think you could probably get a little bit more for those. But if you send them in for grading, could you get more? Let me know. Does it make that much of a difference? I'm just not a sports card grading person. I never really got into the bulbs and all this other stuff. But those are some of the prices of the Mickey Mantle cards. So as you go out on your hunts, looking for postcards, and you come across Holiday Inns, flip it over. If it says Mickey Mantle, buy it, because you can do something with it. I always flip over to Holiday Inn cards, because sometimes the front you can't really tell. Sometimes you can really tell on the back. Mickey Mantle, you want to call it a bolo or whatever, but it's one of those hard to find cards. Keep your eyes out for them. If you do get one, let us know and what you got for it. Send me pictures. Anybody wants to send, my email address is in the video description. Down at the bottom. You can send me pictures of cards or whatever that you get. I'll show, if I can, I'll show them on the videos on some of the great deals you guys got. I love that. I love stuff like that. Just to show that, you can find things out there still. As I've started doing, I started putting sell-through rate. Sell-through rate is probably one of the biggest key factors of listing something or sourcing something or why something doesn't sell or why it does. There's no secret to eBay. Everybody out there says, do this, do that, do this, do that, work 90 hours a week and stuff like this. There's no secret. It's just best practices. Good titles, good pictures, ship in one day, offer refunds, good pricing, and buy what people want and that have a good sell-through rate. If you put all QSL postcards up there and they don't sell, it's because of the sell-through rate. The demand for them is not as high, is really what I look at. But there's no secret. If I went in and changed all my handling time to same day, that's not going to increase my sales to enough to cause me work more. If I go in and do a zoom in on all my postcard photos, that's not going to get me a head up on everything and make that big of a jump. Now when you put all those best practices together, that makes a good solid business in a store. And you're not working 90 to $100 hours a week, day and night. The people that are full-time didn't stop working to do that. They stopped working because they wanted the freedom and to make money and stuff like that. They go out and work their days and then they're done. But sell-through rate is very important, and I'm going to walk through what the sell-through rate of Holiday Inn cards are. And how I calculate sell-through rate is sold divided by listed times 100, and the 100 just moves the decimal point to make it a percent. So I went out, and this is how I do it. I put postcard space, holiday space, in. So just like this, postcard, holiday, in, and I hit enter. And it came up with 9,700 postcards listed on eBay. Now it does give a plus on the end and stuff. I just take the numbers they give me. I think it's for 90 days. It's not as detailed as the other sell-through rate I do in my spreadsheets. It just gives me a ballpark where if I put everything, and I do the same here in a minute and stuff we'll compare it to. Then I went over and I clicked the sold. 568 sold. So 568 divided by 9,700 times 100, 6%. Where does that fall in all the other postcards? Well, postcard Idaho is 9%. That's kind of a high one in the postcard. I think Disney's 12% and stuff. Postcard Nevada, 8%. Postcard California, 6%. And then Massachusetts is 4%. Look at that, there's 140,000 Massachusetts cards listed. There's 270,000 postcards listed on eBay for California. So Holiday Inn 6% falls kind of like in the middle. It's an average card, sell-through rate. So if you get it, it's an average card. It's not low, it's not high, it's just bread and butter type cards on there, unless it's Mickey Mantle. It's the sell-through rate of Holiday Inn. They're 6%. Like I said, Disney's 9%, Disney's 12%, I think it is. Idaho's 9%, and Massachusetts is 4%. I think New Hampshire's 4% as well. But let's look at some of the pricing solds out there on eBay. And solds are more important than listings, but I like to look at the listings too, just to give me a picture, a well-rounded what's going on out there. And I can do this in hardly any time at all, just bringing it up on eBay. But the sold highs, we got an $8 one, $11.90, and $11.99. One has a picture of a beach with the little sign, great sign at the bottom left. Then you got like a globe with the great sign, and then you got the regular one I see a lot in the great sign down there. So your solds are running I would say about $9 to $10 on some of these. And one was an auction, and the rest were buy it nows. The lowest one was an auction. Another reason why I don't know. Different scenes, different ones. People's going to collect different things. Then you get into the lows. We just saw $9 to $10, And then these people put them up for $1.50, $1.60, $1.95, and they sell. So you want to be careful with the comps. Yeah, you can put them up for $10, but you're going up against the $1.50s. So put them up for what you need, but that's just the high and low. So be careful with the comps as always. The next one is what are people listing them for? What do they think? They got colds? So here's one for $34.99. Holiday Inn American Nations Innkeeper postcard. Doesn't even say what city it's in. Doesn't even say what town. So people got to click on it to see what it is. It's just one of those normal cards with that king guy or something on there. I would just pass. I'm not going to click on it. I want the title to say the town or the city. So that's just me. Then you got one listed for $25.51. Pines Bluff. Kirk Technicolor Marketing Promotional. I wouldn't put that in the title. I wouldn't. Most people don't know what Kirk Tech is. But this has got the great sign and it's got a picture of the swimming pool, 25. I think it's a little high. Your host from Coast to Coast Holiday Inn, Effingham, Illinois, which is just about three hours down the road from me, south of me. Nice picture of a pool with a lady. It has the great sign. Is it worth $30? Not what we were seeing. They're not Mickey Mantles. They're $9 to $10 cards. Some of them. Holiday Inn, Kansas City, Missouri, $1 listed. 57-cent shipping. There's no money there. They're just basically breaking even if that. Vintage Holiday Inn postcard. What town? What city? People are typing Holiday Inn Wichita, Kansas. Yours is probably going to fall at the bottom. Is that how it works? If I put Wichita, Kansas in there, and I go Holiday Inn Wichita, Kansas, click, it might show up. Holiday Inn Waynesboro, Virginia postcard. That's Holiday Inns. Check them. When you check them, look for Mickey Mantle. Anybody knows about grading or something, want to guide me a little bit, let me know. If you've done it, the pitfalls, the pros, cons. I always like, 2023 in my head, I got to pick something to learn, something to do. And that's one of them is on my list is, do I want to send something in to grade just to learn the process? I'm not worried about the money or if it's going to come back great or whatever. I'll send a good cards in, but I just want to see how it works. And maybe it'll take, what I heard, it'll take all year to get it back. I just bits and pieces of information I looked at. I haven't really delved into it. But Holiday Inn postcards, who knew? Now let me get into the stats. No poll this week. This is the stats. And what I mean by stats is since January 1st of 2022, I actually tracked how many cards I sold per day, which adds up per month, adds up for the year. Now I didn't do dollars. Some people said, why don't you track your dollars? For example, that big card I sold for $1,900, that Santa card, the whole little light, it would have thrown all these figures off. So just one number like that can throw the average all the way off. I probably wouldn't even, if I was doing dollars, I wouldn't even put that in there because it's a one-off type deal. You want to kind of stay in the middle when I do the trends and stuff. The high ends, the low ends, I really don't, I kind of throw those out just to give me an idea where I can work at. I can't work in everywhere, so I kind of stay in the middle. So I decided to do cards. How many cards? Every time I sell a card, one card, if I sell 10 of these cards, that's 10 cards. If I sell 2, it's 2 cards. So that's what I put in my spreadsheet and it builds these graphs for me. It's all very easy to do. I just count them up when I pack them, put the number in, everything's all calculated. So in January, I started the year off about 11%. So January was 11% of the cards I've sold all year. Then I reached up to like 13% in March. So 13% of the cards I sold all year was in March. Then I dropped. That's when the drop happened. It dropped down to like 10%. And it stayed there between April, May, and June, around 9-10%. And then we took another hit in July. I took another hit, down to 8-9%. And then it bumped up a little bit in August. And boom, it dropped again in September to 8%. And then October. I think everybody was feeling it in October, what I was seeing on people talking and stuff. I'm at 7.5%. My worst month of the year was this will be done, I think, in November. This was in October last month. 7.5%. So you can see the trend there. It just dropped after March. And this is real data. This is exactly what I count every day. And it just rolling down. So hopefully the history says it'll go back up starting in November, December, and January. Then it'll take a little dip and then it'll kind of level out in there. But you can just see right there that there's more going on than just my pictures, titles, or zoom-ins, or working 100 hours a week. I can't control something like this as much. There's so many variables. But now, people say, well, did you do okay in October? Yes, I did fine. We went on the trip in September. I got some higher-end cards that were not my normal that you guys see all the time. So I was able to put those up, a little higher sell-through rate. I sold a couple that were a little higher, so the dollars were there, and the dollars didn't drop as much. And I work at a very low level for expenses and stuff, so it doesn't hurt me to drop like that for a little while. Because I mean, if I stop selling right now and I don't sell a thing for a whole year, I have a year's worth of expenses put away, more than a year's worth of expenses, more than a year's worth of taxes, everything put away just to ride through these times. And I have capital that I can buy cards with. It's taken me a while to build the business there. When you first start, you might have to put your personal money into it, but the business pays for all that now. So my expenses are very low. And that's what I was going to talk about for the 2023 video is how do I manage that? And what am I going to do? Not that what you should do or how you do it. I'm saying I'm the best at it. I'm just saying this is what I feel comfortable doing. So if I turn the store off right now the rest of the year, I'm not concerned. I'm just going with the flow. I do what I do. I sell what I sell. I'm not looking to be this up here. I'm not comparing myself to others. I'm just being Mark at SMPostcards. and do YouTube videos. That's what I like to do. eBay and YouTube videos is where I want to be by the end of next year. Things could change. You know, I might need a little bit more. Then I can be able to pivot and stuff like that. But I don't see that forecasting on there. Then we get into more of the stats. What day of the week do I sell the most postcards? And this really hasn't changed. It kind of did a little bit. I think Saturday and Sunday is reaching up to Wednesday, but Wednesday has been all year, every time I show these stats, is my biggest postcard day that I sell most of the postcards, 17%. And then it goes to Sunday and Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So, and the other ones are 12%. But this is cards. What day of the week do I sell the most cards? Now I think Kelly said his are the weekends, or Monday and Tuesday. And so it's a little different for everybody. So why is it just Wednesdays, middle of the week? So I track all these numbers and I kind of see the trend. How does this help me? So would I start a sale on a Wednesday? No. I'd start a sale on Monday and Tuesday and run it through. You can do a lot of things. What numbers do, data drives your business, not how you feel. Let the data drive the business, the numbers. The more numbers, the more information you have, the better you can make a decision. Now, sometimes we have to make decisions on very low information, and it's kind of risky. But the more numbers you get here, your risk kind of goes down. This has been staying pretty steady, so I say Wednesday, Saturday, and Sundays is my best days when I would key in on. So I'm not going to run any sales starting on Fridays into Saturday and Sunday. I'm not going to start it on Wednesday. I would do a Sunday night into Monday, Tuesday sale. That's how you can use stuff like that. Not saying that this is going to give me more sales and stuff. It just gives me a better view of my business. That's the stat. Now we get into viewer comments. I always pull these out of emails, YouTube, or whatever like that. Got 3 of them here. Thrifty Girl Collectibles. Hey, cards from my neck of the woods. She's talking about the Hershey candy bar postcards. She's from the Hershey area is what I depicted. Cards from my neck of the woods. I have a couple that I save for myself. I usually put them in my antique booth since we live so close to Hershey. I think that's a pretty good deal. Put them in your booth and stuff. Those cards are funny. I thought there would be more out there. I've gotten some comments back that they thought the same. Some people said they've listened and they haven't sold. And they were questioning why too. So I don't think I was too far off in the video that I didn't miss some when I searched for them. But they're neat cards. Something to collect. But weird. But I'm glad I got something in your neck of the woods. Thanks, Thrifty Gal. Stephanie, I am beginner, so what is a good number of postcards to start with on eBay? Do you have a Facebook page? Let me answer the second part of that first. Yes. I have an ID on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All these places have an SM Postcards ID that I own. I don't use them. I just need to put my name out there and reserve SM Postcards so no one else is using it, is what I did. I only YouTube and eBay, basically with the email address that's in YouTube, you can get that at the bottom of the description or the about page. By doing that, I don't answer Facebook or I don't answer Instagram. It's just not, I don't do those. But if you see it, it's just not my place to be. Nothing wrong or anything. It's just another distraction. I'm just trying to keep everything close. Now, a beginner to start with a good number of postcards to start with on eBay. Everybody's going to tell a different thing. Let me tell you what I did. I was selling cards in my toy store for a long time, and no one was really buying them because of the $5. I needed to first class them because of the top-rated seller and stuff like that. So I moved over to a postcard store, and then I built up to a premium store. Then I built up to an anchor store. The more cards you have up, the more cards you will sell. I didn't see consistent good sales in my store until I hit about 5,000 or 6,000 postcards listed consistently. That's when I could say, okay, I've made it, I can handle this, and it just grew from there. So what is the number? It depends on the type of cards you have and stuff like that, but quantity, I feel, is a big thing. Unless you're doing the higher end cards and stuff like that, that's a different ball game. The low end cards, stay away from. But your average cards, if you're going to sell the chromes, the linens, divided backs, not the real high end stuff, just start listing. Now, if you put 10 up, don't expect them to sell that much unless average cards. 1 to 2% sell-through rate on a lot of stuff. You're seeing the sell-through rates on Holiday Inn cards 6%. Well, every 100 cards you put up for Holiday Inn, you're going to sell 6. Hopefully. But yeah, you need to, and it has to be sustainable. Postcards is it takes a long time to build it up, because how many can you list a day before your mind goes mush? And plus there's a learning curve to it too. And one of the things is you need to understand some basics, the eras, divided back, chrome, white border, linen, some of that stuff, how to comp them, what type of cards are out there and stuff like that. So there's a lot to it. So usually I tell people, take the first 6 months, put your first 1,000 postcards up and learn everything you can, and in 6 months decide if you still want to do it. A lot of people will stop. They get discouraged. It's not like hard goods. If I'm selling this stamp, it's different. A lot of people try to go out there and spend time comping and spend hours looking at postcards, and they come to find out it's a $4 or $5 card after an hour researching. You got to make some snap decisions with it. Have I let some things go cheap? Yeah, but everybody will tell you a different number. But it is a long thing. Most people will get discouraged and end. But there's people in this group here that have started off. I know one person right now. He's just starting off. He's got 1,000 cards up now. He's amazed at how much he can sell, and he's getting used to the conchings because he's getting into numbers. And he's learning the prices, he's learning the errors, he's learning to talk, he's learning the stuff. That's what takes the time and experience. Not really the number of cards as much in the beginning as understanding what to buy and what to list on there. There's some cards I won't list because I've listed them already or whatever. But everybody has their thing. But any questions, put them in the comments. Somebody here will answer, or I can answer and stuff like that, and just watch the videos. Thanks, Stephanie. And put a comment. And this was a comment on the surf fishing postcard that the family's looking for. And I put a video out looking for anybody that has that postcard. And if they do, I'll buy it from them. And then I'll just send them on to the family. Haven't got any yet, but I got a lot of people looking for them. So hopefully in the next year, we can get a couple of those cards to the family. But Jim Fuller said, I'll have a look since I have a lot of cards. And I bought, and I haven't looked yet. If I do, I would be happy to donate in this case. Not everything is all about money. No, it doesn't. But some people, I'll buy them. But also, if they want to send them to me, I'll take those too. But I didn't want to go out there and say, hey, send me your postcards. I didn't want to do that. But if anybody's got them, I would buy them. And but if you want to send them, that's fine. But keep your eye open. I didn't expect to get a lot of cards in at first, but what I wanted to do is put that in people's minds in the next year as they go out looking for postcards and they're getting them. If that comes across, hey, I saw that before. Mark's looking for this. I'll let them know. It's just one of those things to be on the lookout for in the family. And I still got the guy's address here. I'm going to send him a letter this month. Just say, hey, this is where you watch the videos and stuff. Are you the person to make sure I got the address right and everything? And when I do get them, can I send them here? I just want to confirm that, so if I do get them, I'll do that. But I appreciate everybody with the comments on that one. It was a fun video to do because it kind of goes to the heart of why people collect postcards. If you haven't watched that video, I basically read word for word his comments and messages to me on eBay where you're going back and forth in there and what the card is. So it's a quick video, and it just gives you another reason to go out and look through postcards. You can always tell the wife or the husband, hey, I'm going out to look for the surf fishing card that Mark wants. You can blame me. But with Stephanie's question, what is a good number of postcards? And I said you got to understand the era of postcards. That's one of the things too, is understanding the pieces of the puzzle. And a good place to start is chrome postcards. A lot of people gravitate to those cards and they think they're worth a lot of money. A lot of them are just average cards. They're not going to sell for that much and they're not that rare. Chromes kind of took over linens when they came out. So linens probably would have went farther, but when chromes came out, it kind of saturated the market and people gravitated to them because they liked them more than the linens, is what I understand. But I have a video on chromes, and it's right here. Take a look at that. It kind of goes through the flow like I do here, but the chromes is what I like. I like buying and selling chromes. You have a good day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.